Over a century has passed since the RMS Titanic sank, taking over 1,500 souls. Today the ship rests on the ocean floor, a haunting reminder of the night disaster struck. But why does the Titanic remain untouched in its watery grave? The answer runs deep. It's about respecting a gravesite, preserving history, and acknowledging the sheer magnitude of the task. We will explore the challenges posed by the deep ocean environment and the technological hurdles that stand in the way of raising the iconic ship. Ultimately, we will confront the ethical dilemma. Should we disturb this underwater memorial, or should the Titanic remain a poignant symbol of human ambition and frailty? Imagine a desolate plain shrouded in perpetual darkness where sunlight never penetrates. This is the world the Titanic calls home, a remote stretch of the North Atlantic seabed, a place of eerie silence and stillness, approximately 370 nautical miles southeast of Newfoundland, Canada, far from any human habitation. Here, at a staggering depth of 12,500 feet where the pressure is immense, the Titanic lies broken in two, separated by a vast debris field that stretches across the ocean floor. The North Atlantic is notorious for its treacherous weather patterns, with fierce storms and icy waters that challenge even the most experienced sailors. Transporting the equipment and personnel needed for such a massive undertaking to this isolated location would be a logistical nightmare, requiring meticulous planning and coordination. The sheer volume of water above the wreck creates immense pressure, nearly 400 times greater than at sea level, enough to crush most submarines. This crushing weight has weakened the ship's structure over the years, making any attempt to raise it a delicate and risky operation fraught with potential dangers and challenges. The ocean depths are a realm of extremes where darkness, cold, and unimaginable pressure reign supreme, creating an environment that is both hostile and mysterious. At the Titanic's resting place, the pressure is a staggering 6,000 pounds per square inch, a force that is difficult to comprehend. This immense pressure has had a profound impact on the Titanic's structural integrity, causing significant damage over the years. Over time, the ship's steel hull has been weakened, corroded by the relentless assault of salt water and deep-sea currents, which never cease. The Titanic's fragility is compounded by iron-eating bacteria, which have been devouring the ship's metal for over a century, accelerating its decay. These rusticles weaken the Titanic's already fragile hull, making any attempt to move the ship incredibly risky and potentially disastrous. To raise the Titanic, engineers would need to counteract the immense pressure, stabilize the fragile structure, and prevent further damage from occurring. This would be a monumental engineering challenge, pushing the boundaries of what's currently possible and requiring innovative solutions and cutting-edge technology. The passage of time has not been kind to the Titanic. For over a century, the ship has been subjected to the relentless forces of the deep ocean. The once gleaming hull is now coated in a thick layer of rust and marine growth. Microorganisms like iron-eating bacteria have been feasting on the ship's materials, breaking them down. This process weakens the Titanic's structure and makes it increasingly fragile. Wood-boring creatures have tunneled through the ship's wooden elements, leaving behind a honeycomb-like structure. The once luxurious cabins and grand staircases are now skeletal remains. Despite our best efforts to preserve history, the Titanic is slowly but surely returning to the elements. Section 5. A Seabed Sanctuary: Ethical and Legal Considerations. Beyond the technical challenges, raising the Titanic raises profound ethical and legal dilemmas that cannot be ignored. The wreck site is a gravesite, the final resting place for over 1,500 souls who perished in the tragedy. Many believe the wreck should be treated with reverence, left undisturbed as a solemn memorial to those who lost their lives. International maritime law dictates that salvage operations on such sites require careful consideration and respect for the deceased. The Titanic is now considered a UNESCO-protected cultural heritage site, emphasizing its global significance. This designation underscores the need to preserve it for future generations, ensuring its story is not lost to time. Any salvage operation would need to meet strict guidelines to ensure the Titanic's historical value and integrity are not compromised. The question of whether or not to raise the Titanic is a profound moral dilemma, with no easy answers, reflecting the complexity of balancing respect for the past with curiosity and preservation. Section 6. Technological frontiers, achievements, and limitations. Since the Titanic's discovery in 1985, technological advancements have revolutionized our understanding of the deep ocean. Remotely operated vehicles, or ROVs, equipped with high-definition cameras have allowed us to explore the wreck in unprecedented detail. Advances in sonar technology have enabled us to create detailed maps of the wreck site. Despite these advancements, raising the Titanic remains a daunting task. The ship's size, fragility, and the challenges posed by the deep ocean environment present formidable obstacles. While we have made significant strides, we are still some way from possessing the capabilities needed to raise the Titanic safely. Section 7. A Titanic Task: The Perils of Salvage. Even if we could overcome the technological hurdles, the actual process of raising the Titanic would be fraught with risks. The ship's fragile state means that any attempt to lift it could result in further damage. The salvage operation would be a logistical nightmare, requiring specialized equipment and skilled personnel. The potential environmental impact of raising the Titanic is another important consideration. Disturbing the wreck could release pollutants and sediment, harming marine life. The risks associated with raising the Titanic highlight the immense challenges involved in such an undertaking. Section 8. A Tomb of Tranquility: The Case for Leaving Titanic Undisturbed. Given the challenges and ethical considerations, a growing consensus argues that the Titanic should remain undisturbed. The wreck site has become a place of pilgrimage for descendants of those lost in the tragedy. Leaving the Titanic on the seabed allows it to serve as a powerful symbol of human ambition and the enduring power of nature. Instead of focusing on raising the Titanic, efforts should be directed towards preserving the wreck in its current state. By leaving it undisturbed, we can honor the memory of those who perished and protect a significant historical site.